Okay, so just got back from nicking Nora's never-ending playlist or infinite playlist or something. Decent movie. The guy plays the same character basically he played in his last movie, which was the one about pregnancy. I don't know the names. I see a movie maybe every 3 months, so whatever, I just did it to kill time. That's not the point. Point is, or the interesting thing I should say, is that it was such an indie-based and indie music scene focused type movie. It made me think of this girl who hasn't been in my life for over 2 years. Solid. And she was a huge part of my life. She was one of my best friends for probably like a year and a half or so. And it was one of those things where it was me and my ex-girlfriend and my former best friend and his ex-girlfriend, who's the girl that I was thinking of, was my former best friend's ex-girlfriend, if that makes sense. And it's just like, she was a huge part of my life for such a long time. And it's kind of weird, she didn't even cross my mind then. I haven't even thought about her in months. And it's like, all of a sudden I go and see one movie and it's like, holy shit, what the fuck happened? And now I'm thinking how did their relationship break down, and how did this happen? Why did it happen? Basically just all sorts of questions about, where she is, what she's doing, who she's with, all sorts of stuff. It's just weird. It's very weird to be in my position right now, where I'm just looking back and looking at the present and not being able to see a thing. So I thought that was interesting. But another interesting little piece is that girl who I really would like to be with is having troubles with her significant other, which is not a good thing in and of itself, but for me it is a plus. And I don't know how to put this, but we've been in our lives a lot recently. We've been in each other's lives a lot recently, which is a good thing, and that's building. And I also have a pretty good record because I'm VIP, basically. I'm running around with people twice my age, and they've got friends in high places, and I know now I'm friends with people in high places, and I'm backstage at concerts and just doing all sorts of fun stuff like that. And I've been on the other side of the velvet rope with her, so I don't know, I think that plays in my advantage a little bit. And it's just I'll have to do a video, or I could do a video now about it. I don't know if I could get it all out, or if I would want to, because there's so many subtle details and so many intricate things and so many fine, I don't even know what the word is for them, happenings in my history with this girl. And they're things that I want to say, but they're not really the kind of things that you just throw into a casual conversation. And I haven't really had the opportunity to be in a serious conversation where it would have been appropriate to bring them up. And it's not something I feel like bringing up out of the blue, because she is sort of seeing someone, and it's also, I don't want to blow it. It's too important for me for that. and I may be repeating myself from my first video, I have no idea. But anyway, she's obviously on my mind a lot. Looking at Dead Tour in the spring, but I'm also looking at doing a couple Bob Weir shows in Falls Church, Virginia, or I think it's in Falls Church, but the Warner Theater, the 5th and 6th of November, I think it is. It's one of those nights is my buddy's birthday, and he's doing both shows. I'm probably going to do both shows with him, Bob Weir and Rat Dog, down there. And I'm looking forward to that. That should be good. Absolutely love that scene. Definitely Deadhead. There's no denying that. And it's one of those things. I was talking to the same friend who on the birthday show about it, and it's like, for some reason the culture, it's its own thing. It's called the counterculture, but I don't really see it's such a negative connotation to it. It's a beautiful culture with a lot of beautiful people. Granted, it's got its ugly people in it too, but I mean, the majority of people are, good people, and I've even, been in situations where things could have gone down a dark path, and people who were responsible for me or were with me had no problem leaving me on my own, so to say, because they knew that in that atmosphere, in that family, at a show I have 12,000 family members, and I got thousands of people there who know how to take care of me should the worst happen. And for some reason, I guess, I don't know whether it's the drug use or the communal aspects, or I guess the dirtiness of it, or whatever it is, but for some reasons culture is suppressed, and it scares people. I mean, I've tried to explain to people many a times, many different people, many different situations, many different points of view from the people listening to me, and tried to explain to someone outside of the scene, what it's all about. And this obviously isn't reserved to the Grateful Dead, but what the Grateful Dead spawned, and the Grateful Dead's music, and what all of it is together, and what it means, and what it can be, and what it is for the people who discover it in the right way, I guess. And they just get absolutely flabbergasted, and I've had the reaction where people sit back and say, oh, that's interesting. I've had, explained it to people, and their reaction was, you just blew my mind, man. And it was one really interesting one. It was me and another head, and we just wound up having a conversation in front of someone who was completely naive, and she was dead silent through the whole thing while me and my friend were talking, and then afterwards she was talking to me. It was like, it was like another language. I didn't have any idea what you were talking about. I didn't know where, you were getting the things from, but I guess the positive thing, at least most for me, having converted other people to certain aspects of the scene, that she was actually interested in the entire thing, and maybe even entering the scene herself. So I feel like I have more to say. I might do 2 videos. Who knows? I'm over time. Peace.